Hello and welcome to another edition of Comic Book Business News. It is I, Josh Goldstein, on um on on March 28th, 2022. And and this today in the news. Um the second Ukrainian war is going into its at almost near the end of its second month. The war, the war is the war is hell as hotels, theaters, and apartment blocks are being bombed and hit with missiles by the Russians. Um, the Ukraine and Russia share a common past. The Ukraine uh, Russian history starts with the Kievan Rus, as an 8th century a state a state founded in the 8th century, which Varangian bodyguards of of the Byzantine emperor desired their own kingdom after years of serving the emperors of Byzantium, and decide these Viking bodyguards or Varangians sail down the rivers of Russia and found Kiev. Kiev in the big at its height was 180,000. Um, was a city of 180,000. It was pretty substantial for the Middle Ages, for Dark Age Europe, and it was the Kievan Rus kingdom was sort of uh league of consisted of 4 or 5 big city states, like and each ruled by a grand duke or grand prince. Like Kiev itself ruled by its grand prince, Novgorod ruled by its grand prince, and like like Alexei Nov Nov no, Navatsky, or I don't know, big Russian. uh and Vladimir, which in the south. Moscow, with a very famous Kievan Russian state, would arise near the end of the Kievan Russian period as a trading post, and very small until um, the beginning of the end of the Mongol period. So both both the Russians and the Ukrainians know the early Kiev was destroyed by the Mongols, So the Mongols were um, the shared history, the shared start of their history, should bind them together. Instead, they're fighting each other. It's kind of a little sad that a people that are have so much in common are fighting each other. And it's it's sad. I maybe there can be um maybe that we can there can be some thoughts on this later, and um and so and I think Russians, it's sad that Russians are having to monetarily have their lives threatened by the actions of Vladimir Putin. And if it's like I can't even buy an independent source newspaper. He turns them all off because like they challenge his view of the world, and I can't like they it's I think it's if I was Putin, I would just not I would shorten the war and not try to get everything I want, and maybe sort of because eventually you're going to risk how you have your hold on power. It's going to be affecting you. But then again, why do I care? So and now to the comics. Our first comic book is called, this is a graphic novel, The Collected Tigers of Terror Book 1. This is the adventures of a female fighter ace in the future. And this is Ten Nomura's first masterpiece. This is actually a very short graphic novel. I like the illustrations. Bit of an aviation buff myself. It's in black and white. Ted's stuff is in black and white. I like the zeros. These are pretty good futuristic jets. No, I think he's a very good artist when it comes to planes and women. It can be like, okay, Ted, yeah. Sure, or just have Hitler is a nice guy in alternate world 1946. Oh, this is a very well drawn zero. This doesn't look good. The stealth fighter, interesting. So my futuristic world looks strangely like my World War II one. Oh, this is my. So this is. Oh, I have to. This book I give a 4.8 out of 5 because it's a very, very good book. I like it. I think Ted did a very good job on it. It makes you think to read Ted. This is Purgatory, the first of the Dynamite Entertainment's Purgatories. It is a lot like the Chaos predecessors. This book is he actually sold his rights to the character to it was he actually sold the rights to the character. So it's basically a little. I would say this is sort of Purgatory is always a sexy girl. So basically, young Egyptian girl went to hell, became Purgatory, became an even more powerful vampire goddess. This is basically blood, gore, vampires, and lesbians. You do not. This chick is like uber hot. Oh, that's her ancient Egyptian self. So those ancient Egyptian flashbacks. Oh wow, my more human-looking form is, of course, looking like so Scorpion King Hot. Sakara. I would say Sakara's latest. Oh, we can't say that word, can we? Purgatory, Purgy's latest appearance. Um, is I would say this is a 4.5 out of 5. I'll just call her Purgy. Purgy dearest, Snout over here. And the last one I'm reviewing is Street Fighter G.I. Joe. I almost should have done Star Trek Transformers, but it was a little too like Captain. I can't hold back saying, "Get that Gobatron off my view screen, Lieutenant." Like, what are these Transformers doing? I don't think I like them. No. Reminding me of a really dumb Kevin Smith joke about why Transformers suck. That's interesting. This is kind of like I can see this is a really good one if you're interested in it, but it's like it's almost a good pair up of them. This the good Street Fighter book. I would like to see Street Fighter Mortal Kombat. I'm sure they've done it. Or DC Street Fighter book. I remember a video game where it's DC Mortal Kombat. It's kind of cool. So I would say this is like a three 3.9 out of 5 because I love Street Fighter. This is great Street Fighter illustrations. The G.I. Joe is not bad. I almost would give it a 4, but I don't quite want to give it a 4. So it's a 3.9 out of 5. So I feel this week's comic books were good. I feel I actually have got a really uber busy month. And this is um you I've got a Comic-Con coming up. It's like very very fast. And it's April 8th. Wow. I am going to Fan Expo in Philly. I am going to be signing copies of my own new book, Zayn and This War. I will be appearing in Artist Alley, signing my book, Zayn and This War. And I will also be selling and signing copies of older books like Maccabee Lady Hatikva, and also for and also of my Maccabee Lady Exodus. And it's going to be and so it is going to be I will be love to see you there, and come and meet me. So from but but so from all of us at Comic Book Business News, good night and good luck.